Hello students, welcome to part 2 of the chapter oscillations. Okay, so in part 1 what we have learned about SHM, linear SHM, and then we have derived one equation which was differential equation of SHM. What was that? So this is the differential equation. That is d2x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0, in which omega is nothing but k by m or root k by m. Yes, because omega square is nothing but k by m. Okay, so by using which we have derived this equation, which is differential equation. Now as I told you in the previous lecture, that we are going to derive some values by using this. So which are those values? The values are velocity, displacement and acceleration. So by using this equation we are going to find out the values for velocity, displacement and acceleration. Okay, and even the minimum and maximum values of the same. Okay, so we are going to study this for the today's lecture. Okay, so this particular part of this video goes to all the derivations which gives you answer of this question. Okay, so let's move towards this part. First we are going to find out acceleration. Okay, start with acceleration first, then we'll find out velocity, and then we'll find out displacement. Alright, so let's move towards acceleration. Right, so as you all know, this is the differential equation. I am writing this equation again, which is d2x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. Okay, I have written the equation again as it is. Now what is acceleration? Acceleration is denoted by usually a, and it is nothing but dv upon dt. Am I right? Yes. And what is velocity? Velocity is dx upon dt. Right? So if I put this value over here, I will get d by dt of dx upon dt. We have used this kind of equation in while deriving differential equation also, if you remember. So by combining both of this, I will get d2x by dt square. Is it right? So what is acceleration? Acceleration is d2x by dt square. Okay. So how you can find out acceleration by using these equations? We can use this equation over here. And this, see, d2x by dt square is nothing but acceleration. So this term is nothing but acceleration. So I want the value for acceleration itself. So this will be nothing but minus omega square x. So this is as easy as that. Alright, so acceleration is given by minus omega square x. And this is the value for acceleration. Okay, I hope you got this value. This is very easy. Now we are moving towards to find out velocity first, and then we'll find out displacement. Okay, so I will just rub the board so that I will be able to write down in many terms. Just have a look once so that you will come to know exact concept. Okay, so as we have derived some equation over here, we are going to use it again. Okay, so for acceleration I am writing it again. d2x by dt square is equal to minus omega square x. I am using the same equation, and I am going to split this. How to split this? Like this. Just we have done this. We are going reverse right now. So this is minus omega square x. Okay. So what is dx by dt? Obviously it is v. So I am putting value v over here. So dv by dt is equal to minus omega square x. So now what I am doing right here, I am just multiplying and dividing by dx. here, multiplying and dividing by dx. Okay, remember this term. So it will become, see, like this. I am multiplying by dx and dividing by dx. It will be one and the same thing because it gets cuts. So for just rearrange this term, I just want this substitution over here. So I have written like this, and this is nothing but minus omega square x. So now what I am doing right here, see, I can rearrange that term which is dx in such a way that I can put some values over there. Okay, so how to put the values over there? So I am just rearranging these terms. Okay, so as you can see, dx and dx over here, I will just give this dx to here denominator and dt to here. So dv by dx into dx by dt is equal to minus omega square x. Alright, now what is this? Again, this is v. So I can write this equation as this. What is that? V dv by dx is equal to minus omega square x. Now what I can do, here you can see the term which is having v should be multiplied by the derivative of the same term, so that I can integrate the equation. So here we have v dv, but for x, dx is not there, but it is there in the next side. So I will just multiply this dx to here. So I will get v dv is equal to minus omega square x dx. Alright, so in this way I can integrate the equation. Alright, so by integrating, what I will get, this omega square is nothing but the constant term. So I can take it outside the integration sign. Now I have to know the integration of basic terms, such as integration of x raised to n dx, which is nothing but x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. This is the basic integration equation formula. Alright, so we are going to use that over here. Instead of x dx or x, we are having v over here. So here v raised to 1. Okay, so in that v raised to 1 is there. So 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 will be we are having. Okay, so this will be 1 plus 1 will be 2 by 2. Alright, so as omega square is constant, it will get outside the integration sign. Again over here, x raised to 1 is there. So it will, by integrating, it will become x square. It will be x square by 2 and constant of integration. Right, so you are getting this much of equation by integrating. Now what about c? We are going to find out the value for c by putting some values of x and v. Okay, so as at the start we said that we are going to use the differential equation of SHM. Okay, so as it is SHM, it will move from mean position to extreme position and to and fro, right? So when the particle is at extreme position, what happens to velocity? When it is at extreme, higher extreme. Now what are the extreme points for this? I just tell you, for extremity and for minimum value or mean position, we are going to take values for x as, for mean position x will be 0, and for extreme position x will be either plus or minus a. A denotes maximum distance traveled by that particular substance. Okay, so extreme values means x is either plus a or minus a. Either it will be on the right side or it will be on the left side. That's why we are taking plus and minus over here. Then for mean position x will be 0 because no displacement will have taken place. So x is 0. So what happens when the particle is at extremity? When it is at extreme, velocity will be, obviously it will be 0 because it has reached that point, right? So velocity will be 0. So we are going to take that as boundary conditions. Okay, so we are going to put the values in this equation and we will get the value for C. So I will just put the values, then we'll find out value for C. So to find value for C, I am going to put X as this and V as 0. So by substituting this in this equation, V square by 2 is there, so 0 square, so I will get 0 over here, is equal to minus omega square x square by 2. Whether we are taking minus a, it will get plus, and if we are taking plus a, it will again get plus, because it is the square of that. So this minus sign will be as it is. So minus omega square a square divided by 2 will be as it is, plus c. So what will be the value for c? C will be plus omega square a square upon 2. So we got the equation, or we got the value for c. I can put this value in this equation, so that I will write the whole equation. So I will just put this value in this. I will get b square by 2 is equal to minus omega square x square by 2 plus omega square a square divided by 2. So as you can see, 2 is there for all the terms. So I can take common it and I can cancel it out. So I will just write the equation directly by cancelling number 2. So I will get v square is equal to minus omega square x square plus omega square a square. So in this equation, what you can see, omega square can be taken common from both the terms. So I will get omega square is equal to, v square is equal to omega square into bracket, plus sign is for a. So I am writing that at the start, and this is it. So I got the value for v. How I can write v right now? I can take square root of all the terms, so that I can write the value for v. I have get for v square over here. V square is omega square into bracket a square minus x square. So I will just write by taking square root, so that you will get the exact value of v. So v is nothing but, as I am taking square root, so I have to write plus or minus sign. Okay, so square root of omega square is omega under root a square minus x square. So this is the value for velocity. So we got two values. First one is acceleration, the second one is velocity. What was acceleration? It is minus omega square x. And what is velocity? It is plus minus omega under root a square minus x. Okay, so we are moving towards the third term, which is nothing but value for displacement. Now, by using the same equation, I will again substitute value for v. What is v? V is nothing but change in displacement upon time. So I can write this as dx by dt. Can I write this? Of course I can. So this is dx by dt plus minus omega under root this. So I will just write dt to this side and the term which contains x to the side of x. So what will happen? Dx divided by a square minus x square is equal to plus minus omega dt. So I got this. Okay, just have a look what I have done. Question, we are not going to consider this plus and minus, we are just going to say omega dt. Okay, so I want to integrate both the sides. If I integrate both the sides, what happens? This is the integration of something. Do you remember? This is integration of sine inverse of x upon a. Those who are non-maths students over here, please try to remember all the basic formulas of differentiation, that is d by dt, and also for the integration, please, so that you will come to know this. if you have not learned any kind of formulas from maths, you will not able to derive these derivations. So please remember basic formulae which are useful for physics. Okay, so here is the one of them, which is sine inverse. Integration of sine inverse x by a is this. So this omega is nothing but constant term. Integration of dt will be t, and plus again I will write constant term. Now why I have written phi over here, not I have taken c or k? Because as you can see over here, at the LHS we are having some kind of angle which is sine angle, right? If angle is there, so that constant term either may be not number, it may be a angle, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, that kind of values it can have. So for our convenience, for our understanding, we are not going to take this constant term as c or k. So that's why we have taken this as phi. Okay. So to solve this equation, this will be, I want value for x, right? Displacement. So x can be, or I will write in this way, x by a will be, sine inverse is here, it will go to another side, it becomes sine. So sine of omega t plus phi. So what will be x? X will be nothing but a sine omega t plus phi. So this is the value for displacement. So we have derived all the three values: acceleration, velocity, and even displacement. Okay, just have a look, then we'll move towards another point. We have derived value for c, that is constant term. We have to find out value for phi also. So how we can find out value for phi? Again, by taking the conditions. That is, if x is equal to 0, what happens to t? Or when t is equal to 0, what happens to x? When time is 0, displacement will be 0 obviously. So I will just take that, and t is equal to 0. We will substitute this value over here. So I am getting 0 is equal to a sine omega t. T is 0. Am I right? See over here? Yes. So I am getting 0 is equal to a sine phi. So sine phi is equal to 0. When we are getting value for sine as 0, sine 0 is 0 always. Am I right? Yes. So value for phi is, it can be 0 when the condition is this. When it is at extremity, the value will change. Okay. So when we are taking x is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0, value for phi is 0. Okay, so we are getting this equation as x is equal to a sine omega t only when x is equal to 0. So let's put that value. This is the only equation. Okay. Now we are going to say, or we are going to consider the another condition. And what is that another condition? Another condition is when x is equal to plus minus a. I will draw this. Even at that time t becomes 0. So I will put this in that equation. What equation? This equation. Okay. So t becomes 0. X is plus minus a. So sine, this becomes 0. So sine phi. So this a becomes 1. So when the value of sine becomes 1, is it 0? No. Is it 45? No. Is it 30? Then what is the value for phi? Or what? At what angle sine gives you values 1 and minus 1? At what values it gives 1 and minus 1? It is either pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2. So phi is either pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2. Only for these angles sine is giving value +1 or -1. So I am just putting value over here. So I will get x is equal to a sine omega t plus, if I take pi by 2. So what is sine of pi by 2 plus theta? It becomes, what is sine pi by 2 plus theta? It is cos theta. Yes. So we are getting the value as a cos omega t when it is at extreme, and when it is at mean position it gives you value like this, and when it is at extremity it gives value this. Okay, just have a look once. I will draft this. I hope you got all the 3 derivations from which we have derived velocity, acceleration and displacement. Okay, so this is all about the values over here. And now if we want values to be in terms of x and a, okay, suppose I will just write again here. This is the value, right? I want all the equations, that is v and acceleration, all in these terms. So what I can do, easy, I will find out v by using, can I? Yes. So what I am going to do, we are going to derivate this. So a will be as it is. What is derivation of this? Differentiation, sorry. What is differentiation of this? Sin theta is nothing but cos theta, and it should be derivative multiplied by derivative of this term also, because it is called chain rule, because it is having 2 terms in a line. So this sine of angle, it becomes cos of omega t plus phi into derivative of this term. As phi is 0, derivative of omega t will be omega itself. Alright, so you are getting v as a omega cos omega t plus phi. So this is the value for v. Now how to find out acceleration? Acceleration is dv by dt. We are going to differentiate again. Second differentiation of this equation. A will be as it is. I will write omega also as it is. What is differentiation of cos theta? It is minus sin theta. So I will put minus sign over here. Minus sin omega t plus phi into derivative of differentiation of this, which is omega. So I will get acceleration as minus a, omega into omega will be omega square, sine of omega t plus phi. So I got value for acceleration also. So here you can see we have got 3 values, x, v and a. X, v and a. We got all the 3 values. Okay. Now what next? We can find out values when it is at extreme position and when it is at mean position. What it gives you, what will be the minimum displacement and how much will be the maximum displacement, or for velocity also, how much is the minimum velocity and how much is the maximum velocity. That we can find out by using all these equations. How we can use that equations, or how you can find out those values? As I told you, x is 0 when it is at mean position and x is equal to plus minus a when it is at extreme position. So I can find out by using that condition for all of these equations. I will just find out for one. Okay, x is equal to a sin omega t plus phi, right? If I put x as 0, am I right? So sin omega t plus phi is equal to 0. Again, as we have put for previous equation. We can put t as 0 and we are getting value for phi as 0. So in such a way you can find out. Okay, with this equation you can find out minimum value. What will be minimum value for x? It will be 0 obviously. Okay, and what is maximum value of x? It will be plus minus a. When you are getting 0, when this angle becomes either 0 or pi, and when it becomes plus minus a, when the angle becomes either pi by 2 or it becomes 3 pi by 2. So these are the minimum and maximum values for displacement. Now we are moving forward to find out minimum and maximum values for velocity. Again, I am going to put this value. If x is equal to 0, I will put the value over here. So v is equal to a, or I can use that equation. Even this equation I can use. Okay, this equation I can use. If x is equal to 0, so I will get plus minus omega under root a square only. So this becomes plus minus a omega. So v is maximum when x is equal to 0. So we are getting v max as plus minus a omega. Now we put x is equal to plus minus a in this equation. What it will become? V is equal to plus minus omega under root. We are going to put x as a. So this a square minus a square will get cancelled. So you are getting this whole term as 0. So this becomes the minimum value. And what is the minimum velocity? It is 0 when it is at extremity. So that we have already discussed. When particle is at extreme position, velocity becomes 0, and that is the minimum value of velocity. In same way, you can find out minimum and maximum values for acceleration. How? We are going to use the basic equation for acceleration, which is minus omega square x. That is the most easiest. Acceleration is equal to minus omega square x, right? So if x is equal to 0, this becomes 0. So minimum value for acceleration is 0 at x is equal to 0. I am saying x is equal to 0 means where is the particle? It is at mean position. When I am saying x is equal to plus or minus a, it is at extreme position. Now we will find out for plus minus a, that is extremity. So acceleration will be right. Am I right? Yes. So this is maximum. So what is the a max? This is the a max. Okay. So we have got even maximum and minimum values for displacement, velocity and acceleration. Okay, so in today's part what we have learned the velocity, acceleration and displacement. We have derived all the equations of the same. Okay, and after doing that we have find out the minimum and maximum values of all of them. Okay, so this is it for the today's lecture. You just have to practice it so that you will come to know the main concept behind this. Okay, so do practice, do study, do self-study, and the messages for those who are not having maths, please remember all the formulas which are there in integration and differentiation, because they are useful in physics also, because maths and physics go parallel to each other. So all the formulas you have to learn. Okay, so that you can use those in these differentiations, in these derivations. Okay, so do follow and do remember all the formulas that are in maths. Okay, and if you have any query, do comment, I will solve your query. Okay, and again I will tell you, do practice it, revise it again and again, only then you will come to know this concept. Okay, thank you so much. We'll meet in the next part.